Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to show you this 2002 Pontiac Firebird Trans AM that I just bought. Well, not just bought. I bought it like 3 months ago, but I haven't. I've done a little bit of things to it, but it's nothing special that I've done to it and like stuff that's been covered a million times. But I wanted to at least get this video out before winter comes, because I won't really be doing any projects on the car until it gets to be better weather, which is going to be like 3 or 4 months from now. Let me take you in the dash and show you the miles on this real quick. Show you inside the dash here. This has 76,801 miles on it. So with the mileage on these things, there's kind of 3 ways you can do it. One, you can get a really high mileage one that's like 150, 200,000 miles, and you probably pay, you know, 5,000 for it. You want to get one that's like 20,000 miles or 30,000 miles, and you're going to pay, you know, 20 to 30,000 for it. I went to the medium route of like 75,000 miles, and I paid, I think, around 16,000 for it. The reason I went that route is I didn't want a super high mileage one, and when you buy the really low mileage ones that have not been driven in the past like 10 years, all your seals are pretty much going to be shot. All your rubber stuff, your axle seals, your rear main seals, etc. You're going to have to replace all that stuff if you want to drive it, and you probably feel bad driving it. So unless you want a collector's car that just sits in your garage, which I do not want, I want a car I can drive, then you probably don't want to buy like a 20, 30,000 mile one, even though you can spend like, you know, 5 to 10,000 more and get one with quite a bit more, less miles. Also, on a divisive kind of note, I didn't get the WS6 option. I got this. It's just the Trans AM. It's a Trans AM option. So it's not the regular Firebird. It's not the V6. It's the LS1. I am just truly not a fan of those big snorkel nose on the WS6s. I think this car, when it's like this, looks so sleek. It looks so cool. I think like there's a great angle of it, right? It looks amazing like that. And when you add that big bulbous front nose, it just looks kind of lopsided to me, and I don't like that. So I mean, I could have got a W6 around the same price with similar miles, but I wanted this specifically. I wanted either a white one or a silver one, so I found this one. And like I said, I've done a few things to it. I've lowered it. It's about an inch lowering kit. I think it's BMR. I think I used. I'll do a whole video about it. I have to redo everything because I kind of did it a little bit wrong. And then inside I added a doubled in stereo, and then I put a dash pad on top because the dash was of course cracked. It was like right down the middle. There's one crack. So I did that. And then I also replaced, this has the monsoon system, and I replaced the mid-bass speakers that are back there and there. The previous owner had put some like cheap Walmart kicker coaxial speakers in those. And if you know the monsoon system, those speakers in the B pillars are just mid-bass speakers, and that's all. So they're basically like little subwoofers. So I went to Key Audio, K-E-E Audio, and I got some speakers from them. But that's all I've really done to it so far. And I didn't really want to video that stuff because there's a ton of videos out there on how to do those things, so they're not really that helpful. Now, if we pop the hood, you will see the reason these cars are so well liked is because of that right there. And I'm not talking about the wiring looms, I'm talking about the engine. It's an LS1, and people consider this the last muscle car ever. At least I hear that. And you know, when people, everybody's kind of partial to their car and will make a thing about this is the last, like the GMT 400s were the last good pickup, and or the GMT 800s were the last good pickup, and et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know exactly why people say it's the last of the muscle cars. I think it's just because of the rawness. Like, there's no steering wheel input. There's not a lot of electronics. I mean, there's definitely some electronics, but you can turn your traction control off. You can turn all that stuff off on this thing, and you have an LS1 in here. You can whip that steering wheel around and get real squirrely in this thing. So it does have a rawness about it for sure, but it, to me, feels nowhere near as raw as like my 3rd gen Camaro up there. And I'm actually going to do a video about that, comparing the 3rd and the 4th gen F-bodies. It's kind of a remarkable difference, actually. There's quite a difference there. I got this car from a real small dealership in Missouri. It's called Fountain City Motors. If you're in Missouri, you should look them up. Every car deal I've done, I've bought so many cars, right? Every car deal I've ever done with a dealership is just like, there's always some convoluted bull crap that they try to pull, always, all the time. These people were so easy to deal with. It was such an easy transaction. I was literally I drove there. I was in their dealership for like tops 15 minutes, handed them the check. They got everything ready and I drove away, and that was it. They were real nice, super nice people. I'll write the name of the dealership in the description. So if you're like around there and there's a car that they have that you want to buy, sometimes it's worth it to go to a different dealership just for the better buying experience and the lack of BS that comes with a lot of the dealerships that you'll deal with. Anyways, let's check out this interior. I got the black leather. Again, it had the monsoon, but I put the double dent in there. There was a few things wrong in the interior, nothing crazy. Like this little plastic trim piece is coming off. There was the crack on the dash, which they all do. And then some of my vents up here are actually kind of like cracked and broken, so I have to get new vent inserts, but none of that's a huge deal. Overall, this interior is in just really good condition actually, and it's very comfortable to drive. I like driving it a lot. Yes, I do have the door cracks starting, the infamous door cracks that everybody gets. That's just, you can find them without it, but it's hard to find them without the door cracks. That one is fully down there. I mean, it's all the way through. I'll tell you what, at some point I might try to find some door panels and replace them if I want to spend like $600-700 for new door panels. And I don't, like, these door panels are in great shape. Like, other than the crack, like, these are really nice door panels. So I don't know why I would get rid of them. And this isn't a show car. This is just a car that I drive around during good weather. The T-tops will probably never go on. They'll just stay off. It stays in the garage. I got a 4-post lift now, so it just stays in the garage underneath the 3rd gen. Right there. The back glass is kind of like delaminating a little bit, so I have to scrape that off and get it retinted. There is the infamous gas issue when you gas up and the pump just stops. I replaced the solenoid up front right under the fuel rail to see if that was the issue. It's not. I think I have to get in there and like blow out the charcoal canister or something. But yeah, overall so far I love driving this. If you watch my channel, you might have seen me make a video about getting rid of my Lexus LC500. And that was my daily driver car. It was my favorite daily driver car I ever had. It was such a great car. It was like this like hyper looking, or like exotic, really exotic looking car, but on the inside it's just a Toyota / Lexus. So all you have to do is like change the oil once in a while and do your brake pads when you need to do brake pads, and that's like change your cabin air filter. So there's no like catastrophic things that happen with those because they're generally really reliable. So I sold my LC500 right at kind of that, you know, the market's been going crazy on the cars, right at that cap maybe 3 months ago, and then like as of last month, everything's kind of diving off on prices on cars. I think these used cars like these classic-ish looking cars that have some kind of nostalgic value, they haven't gone down a lot in price. But once I sold the Lexus, I actually bought 3 more cars. This is the first one of them. There's another one that I bought, and then there's actually one getting delivered today, another Lexus. So the Escalade, which is a great daily driver for the winter, and the other Lexus that I'm getting, which I'll do a video on later, are going to be like my daily drivers. The Escalade and the other Lexus in the winter. This and the Camaro and the 2nd gen Trans AM, once it's finished, will be like daily drivers during the nice weather. Random thing I was going to see, if you own one of these, I'm going to show you a clip of my headlights opening and closing, and I don't know if they're supposed to be this loud. I've never driven one of these before. I just know I wanted one, so I spent $16,000 or something on one of these without even knowing how it drove or anything. But here's a clip of my headlights opening and closing. And tell me, like, are yours that loud when they open and close, or do I need to get new gears, or what do I need to do about that? Or is that regular? I don't know. So yeah, I just want to show you this and give you a few of the reasons why I bought it. Like, the main reason was it's a really cool car. Like, it's just a cool car to have and drive. The second reason is the reliability. It's an LS1, so it's a GM LS motor, and they're just generally really reliable. If you take care of this thing, it's going to take care of you. You change the oil, you keep it nice, then it's gonna drive, and you could probably get 300, maybe 400,000 miles. I don't know how many miles these things go, but a lot. And when you have a lot of cars like I do, the mileage, one of the beauties about it is the mileage gets really spread out between all of them. So you don't really gain a lot of miles on them over like a span of 5 years. Each one might get 10,000 miles on them. So this is a car I could probably own for the rest of my life as long as I never get tired of it. I kind of lost my train of thought, but yeah, I got rid of the LC500. This is still, so one of the reasons I got rid of the LC500 is the attention you get from it. Sometimes it's like a little much. Like I'm not a fancy guy by any means. Like when I get dressed up, I get in jeans. Like that's me getting dressed up. I wear sweatpants and shorts, and like that's what I wear. I'm not a fancy guy. I don't wear suits. I don't think I've worn a suit more than twice in my life. Like if there's a wedding, I'll get in jeans. That's me dressing up. And so like the car got a lot of attention, of course, and I like the interactions, and I met a lot of cool people through the car. But there's also like negative things. Like people assume that you just, they need to tell you their business ideas or ask you for a loan because, oh, you're driving this exotic car, so you can afford to loan me $1,000. And it's, I don't know. To where with this car, most people are going to think you just look like you're some kind of Dale Earnhardt redneck douche or something like that. But the people that get it, they get it and they think it's cool, and those are the people you want to meet, right? So anyways, here in about 3 or 4 months, I'm going to be doing some videos on this car with some of the stuff I'm doing to it, the modifications. There's not going to be a lot. Stuff like lighting upgrades and stuff like that, and nothing crazy. So if you want to subscribe, you can, if you're into these things. I have a big playlist on my 3rd gen Camaro up there if you want to see that. I mostly do like car project videos. I got one on this Toyota pickup I'm building over here. But yeah, I just want to make a video about this car and show you what I purchased. And I'm sure if you already have one of these, you watch it and you're like, yeah, you confirmed it. I'm a cool dude. You are a cool dude if you own one of these. You can hear my neighbors singing in the background. But anyways, guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.